This is a famous lake for spotted bass.
On the deepest lake east of the Mississippi, Al Stone searches for fish below.
Holy moly, that's 283 feet deep where we are?
Yeah, we're not even the deepest part.
He routinely catches striped bass and walleye on Carter's Lake, about 80 miles north of Atlanta. Fish he loves to eat, but a diet that may soon change after what the Reveal uncovered a few miles away.
You would think up here in the middle of this beautiful place that we'd be able to eat walleye and eat the striper in this beautiful clear lake, but what's upstream from here is a real problem.
Al's concern, this water treatment plant operated by the LJ Water and Sewer Authority in Gilmer County. It discharges into the Coosawattee River, which feeds into Carter's Lake. A Reveal investigation uncovered plant officials have allowed landfills to deposit millions of gallons of wastewater into the facility without state-mandated permits. It's called landfill leachate, created when rainwater passes through trash and collects underground. According to the Water Authority's own records obtained by the Reveal, the Pine Bluff and Eagle Point landfills deposited 125 million gallons of leachate at the plant since 2018. That's about 48,000 gallons a day each, nearly twice as much as the state allows without permits.
What's your reaction to those numbers?
Jesse Chapman is the executive director of the Coosa River Basin Initiative, an environmental advocacy group.
It's alarming to see such a relatively small wastewater treatment plant taking on such a high burden of a very difficult to treat waste stream without the proper oversight.
A company called Waste Management owns the two landfills, both located about 45 minutes from the water treatment plant, and both with a history of state violations.
According to the Georgia Environmental Protection Division, the landfills were cited for uncontrolled leachate outbreaks in 2019 and 2020. State inspectors identified some of these so-called witch's brew eventually flowing into a nearby river. Multiple studies show leachate contains a group of chemicals called perfluoroalkyl, or PFAS for short. Scientists call it the forever chemical because it does not break down naturally, linked to liver damage, birth defects, and cancer.
Other governments,
and for years, the subjects of lawsuits and congressional hearings.
Yes, drinking this in the water was linked with 6 different serious diseases, including 2 types of cancer.
Most water treatment plants do not regularly test or have the technology to remove PFAS before releasing it into lakes and streams. LJ declined to tell the Reveal whether it does either one.
These are important waterways that are on the receiving end of wastewater discharge that's not being treated in a manner that's removing these emerging contaminants. You know, we started this conversation off with it's got to go somewhere, but it has to be done the right way.
In response to the Reveal's findings, the Georgia Environmental Protection Division sent this letter to the Water Authority, writing based on the provided records, it should have required issuance of a pre-treatment permit for each facility. Potential penalties could run up to $50,000 a day. Al hopes the state holds the facilities accountable for what the Reveal has now uncovered, because Georgia's environment could be paying the price.
You know, most people want a death toll before they make an action. I don't want to be part of that death toll. I want to live. If you keep putting this stuff in the environment, not only is it not healthy for us, but those who come behind us, because this stuff ain't going away.
We requested an interview with the Water Authority. Its attorney said no. In a letter to the state, the authority argued it didn't need pretreatment permits because it slowly discharges the leachate into the plant, not all at once. The state disagreed and said permits are expected to be issued by April. To learn more about what the federal government is doing to address PFAS in drinking water and the environment, go to this story on 11alive.com.